Day 3 begins of the 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament, and Game 1 begins of the losers bracket. The Chargers taking a loss to the Tigers. They will be the designated home team as the higher seed against the Volunteer State Pioneers, who took a loss to the defending conference champion Walters State Senators. And now, with it being a double elimination bracket, it's either win or go home. Will Columbia have a short travel home since they're already at their home campus, or will the Pioneers take the travel back to Gallatin? We'll find out in a few moments. Spencer Thompson and Austin Ray, game 1 of 4, ready to bring everybody the action to you here live from Dave Hall Field. And one of the big stories, of course, is that the starting pitcher for the Pioneers is Jack Sensing with a 5.21 ERA, facing up against Dorian Berry, leading off for the Chargers with a 3.98 average. And Austin, it's one of these games where obviously a lot more is at stake because you lose and you go home here, but it's going to be very interesting to see how they face off here after taking their tough losses yesterday.
Yeah, especially you got stats from Columbia State. They got they're 25th in sacrifices and 91st in triples so far. The triples they're mainly produced right now by hitter Dorian Berry with 7 triples, most in the team right now. Pitching wise, you got Pioneers, Jack Seaming. He has a 5.21 ERA at this moment, only giving up 5 home runs and has a total of 51 strikeouts. So the pitching and the hitting is going to be a big aspect to when it comes to these two teams. Right now, that Pioneers are actually 50th in sacrifice hits toward with their team. So you're just going to have to see how both of these teams are going to play out their pitching staff, just because this is their last game and they're going to want to pitch their one of their best guys, one of their better guys. But also keep in mind that if they do win, then one of your best guys may not be able to play the next day in the next game. So it's just kind of like a awkward position that Columbia and Volunteer State are in, just because of the fact that they're going to be pitching one of the better players and hoping that they're able to go out, perform like they should, and hopefully be able to go on to the next day. But also keep in mind that you got to save one of your better pitchers for the next day if you do win. But if it comes to the games like we have been seeing, where you can kind of tell that the games are almost over and within like the 6th inning, then you're just going to have to go on from there.
National anthem in stadium. We will take a quick transition. First pitch is coming up. Zeke LeCount leads off in the first game of the losers bracket. The Pioneers will be at bat first as the designated away. Face a 1-0 count. It's now a 2-1 count. We were mentioning last night in the booth, we were hoping that the umpires who were officiating that late game last night wouldn't be assigned to 10 o'clock, and looks like we got the different set from last night's late game that didn't start until about 8:15 for the first pitch, and pop up to right field, a catch for the first out.
Correction, it is the Pioneers now batting second, number 16, the right fielder, Jordan Jackson.
So now Jordan Jackson steps up. That's a name we've been calling a lot throughout their time in the tournament. It's a 282 average through 2 playoff games and the regular season. 8 doubles and 3 home runs. So with the 1-1 count, the start of this game. So the Chargers looking to keep their playoff hopes alive and not be eliminated as the host team for this year's tournament. The count gets evened up at 2-2. I have to look at the softball bracket and see if it's updated. To my knowledge, Columbia State is still in it for women's softball. And heard of a lot of intense moments that have happened just across the way. Here's the 2-2. So looking at the updated softball bracket, looks like Columbia State is still in it. They'll be playing at 5:30. 5:30 in the losers bracket. Grounder to shortstop. Toss over and second out. So looking at the softball bracket, it looks like the Chargers were against the Volunteer State Pioneers softball. They got upset. The Pioneers were the number 9 seed, Columbia State number 6. So the Chargers will face off against the Cleveland Cougars in the losers bracket at 5:30 today. Outside for the 0-1. Excuse me, 1-0. The 1-1 for Lofton Cotton, who has the most stolen bases of the Pioneers team. Here's the 2-1. Here's a hit to right field, and nobody on base for the Pioneers in the top of the first. The Chargers will be at bat. So it turns out they haven't updated the brackets on the Columbia State website. The Chargers were eliminated in the losers bracket against the Cleveland Cougars 4-3 with a walk-off home run. So the Lady Chargers are out of the softball tournament. The Chargers here trying to prevent themselves from being eliminated as the host team for this year's tournament, as Dorian Berry faces off against Jack Sensing. This is the pitcher with a 5.21 ERA through the playoffs. A 51 strikeouts, 50 innings pitched. He hasn't played a full game yet this season. As a grounder goes up to second base and safe. Managed to get there in time. Barry gets on first.
Yeah, great way to start off this Columbia team right there. Infield single, and hopefully get the momentum going for the Chargers right here.
Next batting, number 22, the third baseman.
Now, Langdon Gordon with a 297 average. Only has one double. Trying to get something here with Barry on first. The 1-1 count. Keep in mind, one of the big reasons that Barry is being tagged is he leads the Chargers with most stolen bases with 24.
Yeah, and with those 24, he's been caught 5 times, and he's really aggressive when it comes to base running.
And he's going for it here. Slide in and safe. Make that steal number 25.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why Coach Corn loves Dorian Berry is that he's really quick on his feet, and he'll be willing to steal any time that Coach Corn wants him to, just because of how quick he knows he is. And he also wants to put him in a position to where one of his other hitters can go and drive him in for a score run.
The grounder gets right to the pitcher. Quick reaction. So out there, and Barry safe on third. So only one out here in the bottom of the first, and Barry in scoring position.
He did the right thing of driving up the middle, and the pitcher did the right thing too of letting the hit him from behind. So, I mean, that it had to hurt still, but at least he still got the ball in front of him, and he still got the playoffs. Just hopefully he's still okay.
So just with him being hit by the swing, just a few more arms to make sure he's healthy. In scoring position for Barry, as we now have Kerrigan up with he's had 9 doubles, and out of 146 at bats, he's had 44 hits. Expect something to get Barry into home plate.
Yeah, and they got Kerrigan in a good position right here with 37 RBIs. All he needs to do is just drive one up the middle or into the outfield, and it's an easy run score for Dorian Berry.
A 1-0 count, and Kerrigan leads Chargers in RBIs. Gets a pop up there to right field. And Berry will initially opted to stay on third, but went back. Chargers score first.
Yeah, as soon as Dorian saw that throw gone wide, he saw an opportunity that he can get to and saw that there's no way that the catcher can even get close to it. So he took his chance and he ended up scoring a run.
So Chargers strike first in the bottom first inning. Pop up there, headed back to hospitality.
Oh,
And looks like we have a twist ankle by one of the Pioneers. Looks like it's their first baseman. That's 30. That's an injury for 34 Cameron Wilkerson. Looked like he tripped up trying to go for the foul. And we're gonna look at him and make sure he's all right. They have a.
yeah. They already got another first baseman going out there just to make sure that he'll be okay. It'll be number 12, Ryan Horn.
So now Ryan Horn stepping up to first base as they take a look at Wilkerson. So Horn now at first base as they take a look at Wilkerson. Hopping him over to the dugout, and we looked at by the medical staff. And now Daniel Freeman steps up.
Sensing's really using that breaking ball a lot. That little slider that he has is almost getting in there. He's just getting a little too far out into the right-hander's box. Just barely missing the plate.
And Daniel Freeman has also been struck out the most times of anybody on the Chargers, 42.
Yeah, but if you look at his stats as well, he's had 7 doubles and 4 home runs, plus the 24 RBIs. So he's a really good hitter when it comes to situations with runners in scoring position.
And gets a walk to first.
Now batting number 17, the right fielder, Cody Hutcherson.
So Hutcherson with .233 average and .284 slugging steps up. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first for Columbia State. Strike one. And attempted steal of second. Gets in time. Now the count 0-2.
That's still number 12 for Daniel Freeman right there. Just a great jump and a great read on the pitcher right there. Just a great jump and making the second safely.
Hutcherson facing an 0-2 with 2 outs. Got a piece of it there. There's a grounder fair. Safe on first. They're just missed the catch and another run for the Chargers. That's going to be a slide-in double. Safe. Ruled in error because he missed the catch. Safe on second.
Yeah, it's a little swinging bunt. Just got on top of the ball and got right in the little dead zone is what players call it, right between the pitcher and the catcher, to where both of them really got to go out and get it, and was able to beat it out first, and Daniel Freeman was able to score all the way around.
So the 1-0 here for Sharber. Got 2 doubles and total of 11 RBIs. Two and one. Strike 2.
Zach Sharber already has 1 home run during the regular season, 11 RBIs. And so you already know he's used to this situation where he has a runner on second and full count on him. He's looking to drive one deep into the outfield.
And grounder fouls. Now Sharber facing the full count again. Outside, they'll walk him. So now David Wilson steps up. DH with a 3.02 average and 7 RBIs, 3 doubles.
David Wilson's not your average power hitter. He's mainly for just a base hits. He can run out the doubles if he can, but his slugging percentage is only at 358 with the batting average of 302, so that just tells you that he's good at hitting on the ground and getting the base hits if he can.
Got a grounder there, but couldn't get a base hit. That's the end of the first. The Chargers strike first with getting 2 on the board. 2-0 run lead over the
At the end
Pioneers.
of 2
Ryan Horn leads off for the start of the second inning. And hasn't had that many at-bats. This will be at-bat 58. Has a 105 average, but he's managed to get out of that 4 RBIs, 1 home run, 2 doubles. And there's one heading to center field and catch there for out 1.
Now batting number 5, the second baseman.
Sparks, 204. He's got 43 strikeouts, most of the team. But out of that, of course, he's gotten 6 doubles and leads the team in home runs, so the trade-off there.
Yeah, Joe Sparks, he's a good player when it comes to hitting. He has the 22 RBIs, but he likes to chase pitches a lot. He has 43 strikeouts already. He has 3 stolen bases, so you know that he's quick on his feet with a slugging percentage of a 381. He can hit the long ball with already 4 home runs and 1 triple. So that just lets you know that he loves to chase pitches. But if he gets a hold of one, then he can do some real damage with it.
Here's the 1-2. Grounder. Easy out.
Next batting number 1, the third baseman, Mannix Von Dolan.
So Von Dolan in 118 at-bats. He's got a 214 average, struck out 31 times, but 19 RBIs. He loses his bat. Blings all the way over the mesh on that one. So all the importance of grip. Now I realize why they tighten their glove grip every now and again.
Yeah, it's just so you can keep it firm, and if someone throws it too hard or a ball hits at you too hard, you won't lose it.
Well, Von Dolan's swinging for the fences. He's only got 1 home run through the season, but he's trying to put some power behind it. All of his appearances, he has a total of 25 hits. Now faces an even count. pop up outside. Struck him out. End of the batting inning for the Pioneers. The Chargers step back up.
Leading off for the Chargers, number 32, the left fielder.
Start of the second.
Nave.
Christian Nave with his 41st at bat. Been struck out 17 times, walked 12 times. Gets a grounder right to the pitcher and a toss up for out one.
Yeah, he just got jammed right there. Ball came back inside on him with that two-seam fastball that Sensing has. It can really jam a person. It can always cause that if you're not willing to hold up on the ball.
The center fielder, Adaris Yu.
There's Pugh with 3 doubles and a triple. Strike one. And sent deep center field and a base hit for Adaris Pugh.
Great line drive there by Pugh, getting on top of the ball and making it hit a line drive all the way out to center field, able to get on first base to help out the Chargers go and hopefully score a few more runs.
Now batting number 4, the shortstop, Dorian Berry.
Dorian Berry coming back up, the man who scored the first run for the Chargers. He was walked to first. Managed to steal second and third and get all the way back in. Lead off on first with 1 out.
Ooh.
And takes the hit there, and runners now on first and second.
That's Dorian Berry's 6th time getting hit by a pitch this
Now
season.
batting number 22, the third baseman, Langdon Gordon.
Now Gordon steps up. Don't be surprised if you see Barry try to go here for third base. Lead off on first and second. Outside for 1-0. Now a 3-0 count for Gordon. He's been walked 22 times.
Yeah, Sensing really needs to take control of his pitches right now because he doesn't want to walk another one and have the bases loaded. And it wouldn't hurt. It would not hurt as much if he did, but you still don't want to put yourself in that situation to where you have more of a possibility for Chargers scoring than they do of getting a double play.
Strike one. Trying to get Pugh in scoring position on third. Got Barry on first. Full count now. Gets a hit on it. Caught immediately by the shortstop. That's a double play.
Unlucky double play, too.
End of the second, still 2-0 for the Chargers. Top of the third, Matt Miller with a .333 average, 21 at-bats,
Miller.
2 stolen bases. He's only gotten 7 hits on his appearances. So about for every 3 times he goes up to bat, he'll hit it at least once. Now 3-1. A walk for Matt Miller. That's walk number 9.
That's something you gotta like about Brandon Johnson. Even though he did just walk the batter Matt Miller, he doesn't really give up a lot of walks. He's only given up 20 throughout the regular season. That makes number 21. But he has more strikeouts than anybody else on the team with 56. And only he's given up 2 home runs, but also has a 3.7 ERA. So he's a really effective pitcher. He doesn't really give up that many hits or that many walks.
And tag back to first. Is he safe? Yes.
Ooh.
Close there. Oh. Dunlap fouls it. Two and one. And Dunlap has been up to bat 103 times. He's hit it 23.
Oh, you got
And
him.
out at first base.
Nice little trick play that they did. See the replay on that if you got it.
Didn't get it. That was one of the close ones there, and first out. Now full count.
That's something that you gotta always look for as a catcher too, to see if the runner is sleeping. He did just that and got the tag out at first.
And to right side, that's out number 2.
Now batting number 9, the shortstop, Cole Flat.
And sent to left, and can't make the catch. He's going for the double. And stat line ruled as an error, double. Double for Cole Flat.
Yeah, it's an error number 17 for Dorian Berry, which was a hard play. Left fielder probably should have came up a lot harder than that, because Dorian went a long ways for it and just got it off the end of the glove.
Now a count. with 17 RBIs. He's got 10 doubles on a 344 average. Two and one.
Yeah, right now Brandon Johnson's trying to gain control of that curveball. He's been putting him on the side, and he needs to put it over the plate and let it break outside and hope for a swing and miss. If not, he can adjust from there still.
And toss back. Misses the catch and safe on second. Almost looked like he was going to get up and try and run for third there, but opted not to. Would have been one of those tricky moves to try and get to third quickly.
Yeah, and the ball was just too short, and the center fielder coming up too fast. Knowing that the center fielder has a great arm, he probably wouldn't have made it on a good throw.
Here's a 3-1. And takes the hit pitch, and now runners on first and second with 2 outs. Now Jordan Jackson steps up.
Now batting number 16, the right fielder, Jordan Jackson.
And a quick visit, Coach Korn. So Jordan Jackson with 18 RBIs, 282 average. He's got runners on first and second. Try and get the Pioneers' first run of the game. And foul.
Jordan Jackson is a big hitter right here, 34 strikeouts, but within those strikeouts, he's also had 18 RBIs, 3 home runs, and 2 doubles. So he's a good power hitter with a 444 slugging percentage.
And a wild pitch, safe on second and third. So now even better scoring position for the Pioneers to try and tie it up here. Now, Jordan Jackson, 33 hits on 117 at-bats. Faces the 2-1.
Ooh.
Close
Johnson's
one.
still trying to get control of that curveball. He needs to here, especially on a count like this, if he's going to be throwing it more and more.
Three one. Make that a full count for Jordan Jackson, facing 2 outs. Again, both teams facing elimination from the tournament in the first game of the losers bracket. So 444 slugging. And again, Jackson has been struck out the most of anybody on the team, but made up for that in RBIs with 18 and made up for that with 3 home runs. He's getting a 282 average, so.
Yeah, but the thing that he is really good at doing, as we're seeing right now, is battling off pitches and waiting for that one pitch to either get walked on or to drive one, hopefully in the outfield, and have Volunteer State go and score some runs.
Here's the full count. And struck him out.
Finally gained control of that curveball he's been looking for.
Heading to the bottom of the third, the Pioneers shut out for 3 innings. The 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament, sponsored by Hampton by Hilton, Lister Hill Credit Union, Fairfield by Marriott, and Alpha Graphics of Franklin. Kerrigan back up to bat.
And catcher caught it for the first out.
It's the first out on the first pitch, trying to get the camera up and running. Back in action. So just an out there in the bottom of the third, a pop-up. Catcher managed to get to it.
Daniel Freeman.
So ruled a foul tip for 0-1. Takes the hit pitch to first.
Yeah, it's the second time that Sensing hit a Charger player with the pitch so far. and that is also Alex Carnigan's sixth time getting hit by the pitch as well.
Right fielder Cody Hutcherson.
Excuse me, Daniel Freeman. That was his eighth time getting hit.
So now Hutcherson has a runner on first. Strike one. Hutcherson, the freshman, has had 27 hits on 116 at-bats. Managed to get one home run earlier.
Yeah, he's not a big. He doesn't have a big slugging percentage, but his on base percentage is higher than his both batting average and his slugging percentage. So we can at least see him at least once on the base, if not twice. But he knows how to get on the base.
Swing and a miss. Hutcherson facing a 1-2.
Cody Hutcherson, his on base percentage is higher than both his average and slugging percentage, but he's only been walked 6 times and he has 22 RBIs. But the big thing is that he is second in strikeouts that he's had. He has 38 strikeouts so far within the season.
Here's the 1-2. Pop up. Catch made. Out number 2.
Now batting number 27, the second baseman, Zach Sharber.
Now Sharber with a 2-11. And attempted stolen base of second, and he's out. Heading to the top of the fourth. 2-0 still for the Chargers over the Pioneers.
For the Chargers.
Cotton for the top of the fourth. Pioneers scoreless after 3 innings. And Cotton with a 280 average. Fouls it there for the 1-1.
Khan's not known for getting out by strikeouts or really getting on base much by walks. Most of his outs has been coming from getting out by a ground out or fly out. So that his average is a 280, but his slugging percentage is 379 with 14 RBIs. So he's real consistent, at least hitting the ball. It's just trying to get it in play and make it to where he can hit a line drive into the outfield and get on base more.
Now faces a full count. Man mostly known for getting on base. Gets on base with a walk.
Now batting number 12, the first baseman, Ryan Horn.
Now Ryan Horn substituted in at first base after a twisted ankle from the starting first baseman. Now faces a 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Horn has not had a lot of at-bats this season, only 57. Gets a pop up there towards the dugout, out to the bench.
Brandon Johnson has only completed 1 game, and the only other person that's done that with the Chargers right now is Luis Rodriguez, and both of them are both pretty accurate with their pitches and know how to really settle with their curveballs and place their fastballs. So they're really effective on getting the strikeouts and at least getting the ground out so that the defense behind them can make a play.
Tags first. Now full count for Horn. Grounder. Set to first and out. Runner on second.
Great job of putting the hit and run on there, putting the runner on first into scoring position and sacrificing himself to get the out.
Sparks leading the team with 22 RBIs and 6 doubles. Got one of his teammates on second for the potential to get him set up in scoring position. It's 2-0. There's a hit to right field. Catch made. Tag second. Going in for third. Now scoring position with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it looked like he hit that just off the end of the bat, too, but still hitting it off that end. He still got a lot of power going it the opposite way and actually having the right fielder go back more than what we would think. So it was just a great hit and great opportunity for the runner on second to go third and get him into a better scoring position.
And next up, Von Dolan, who has 19 RBIs and has hit it 25 times out of his 117 at-bats. There's 6 doubles and 4 triples. Strike 1. One and one.
Brandon Johnson needs to be careful he doesn't throw a wild pitch right here because running on third, we already know that he's fast enough to get there. So Brandon Johnson's really just need to be careful of keeping his pitches low and keeping it to where the catcher can keep up with them.
There's the 3-1. Getting pretty close to throwing a wild pitch there.
Yeah, and on third right now is Lofton Collin, and he has the most stolen bases for the Pioneers right now with 13. So he could really do damage right here if Brandon Johnson throws a wild pitch.
And they walk him. So now potential scoring play coming up for the Pioneers on first and third. And they're going to put their batter Matt Miller up, designated hitter, who has not had that many at-bats, but it's the DH with 7 hits on 21 at-bats coming into this game. He's got 4 RBIs. And caught between bases. And toss back to third. Tags in and error. The Pioneers are going to get their first run of the game.
Just a bad throw by the shortstop right there, overthrowing the third baseman. Could have potentially had him, but got too ahead of himself and overthrew him.
Now the 0-2. Now it wasn't quite what we saw Columbia State do yesterday, where they had the runner on first and third and snuck past the slide in at home.
Right. The only difference was that like when Columbia did it, it was a full double steal. They didn't hesitate with the third base runner like Pioneers did first base runner started taking off for second, and the runner on third was just waiting to see what was going to happen because the catcher knew if he looked him back, he would probably have a chance at second. But didn't anticipate for the runner on first to stop in the middle between first and second. Was actually able to score the runner on third.
Even count. See if Miller can get something going here. 333 average is slugging 524. 517 on base gets a piece of that. Remains 2-2. And pop up to right field. And that's going to end the batting inning for the Pioneers. They get a run in, cut the score in half, 2-1. Chargers lead it over the Pioneers.
1 run, no hits.
Now Sharber steps up for the bottom of the fourth. Strike one. Sharper with a 211 average. Faces the 2-1. Grounder, nice reaction by third base to get an out.
Next batting, number 6, the designated hitter, David Wilson.
David Wilson, the DH freshman. 16 hits on 53 at-bats. Gets a strike on his first pitch. And grounder, third baseman muffs the catch, but doesn't matter, out regardless.
Next batting number 32, the left fielder, Christian Nave.
Swing and a miss. Oh and 2. And struck him out. That's the end of the 4th inning. Pioneers get their first run of the game, 2-1.
0 runs, 0 hits.
Top of the 5th inning, 2-1. Chargers lead it over the Pioneers in the first game of the losers bracket for the 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association baseball tournament. As the grounder goes to 3rd and first out. Spencer Thompson and Austin Ray bring you every bit of the tournament action here from Dave Hall Field in Columbia, Tennessee, which we've been checking the weather. It looks fantastic for today and tomorrow, but 100% chance of rain right now for Thursday. Of course, forecasts can change, but depending on how many games have to be played for Thursday, it may be an extra delay for the rest of the tournament games, or they may just have it rained out. And according to protocol, it's that if the games are rained out in the tournament, they do default to the regular season winner, which Walter State would get the championship in that case. But of course, hoping we can see the full tournament. Hopefully the weather will hold off. And that's a walk for Cole Flat. Now the count.
Now batting number 22, the catcher.
17 RBIs. 154 at-bats. Safe on first. And another trip to the mound by the catcher and Coach Korn. They've got a pitcher set to warm up in the bullpen. Can't see who it is from here, but likely they're not going to warm him up right now. Rounder fouls out. Will count. Another foul for 2-2. Safe on first. Grounder gets past the second baseman, safe on first and second. And now Jordan Jackson back up with a runner on first and second.
Jordan Jackson.
One of the team leaders in RBIs with 18. He's got 13 hits and 8 doubles. So Jordan Jackson, a man you don't want on home plate right now.
Definitely not Jordan Jackson with 18 RBIs and a slugging percentage of a 444. He could really do some damage with the runners on first and second. He's also has 8 doubles within the season, so he's really good at hitting it down the field to get those doubles and 1 triple too, so he has the speed to run it out for a triple if he could.
It's 1-1 in the top of the fifth. There's a hit catch right by the shortstop, double play. And that's the end of the top of the fifth. Pioneers still can't get anything going. Only 1 run in 5.
1 hit and 1 left on base.
Chargers back up in the bottom of the fifth. Here's sensing to Pugh. Strike one. Oh, 2. Struck him out. So that's another strikeout to Sensing. Had 51 strikeouts going into the game. Oh, 1. One and one. And a deep hit to right center. Makes the catch. 2 outs.
Now batting number 22, the third baseman, Langdon Gordon.
Gordon with a 297 average. Strike one. Two one for Gordon. Gordon has been walked 22 times coming into this game. 297 average and on base 441. Outside, and they walk him for the 23rd time in this season.
Now batting number 16, the catcher, Alex Kerrigan.
Kerrigan with a 301. Oh, and toss to first, safe. 2-0. Chargers have 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Runner on first base. Foul there. Pitcher in the bullpen for the Pioneers. Here is the 2-1. Hit slightly left of center. It's an out. After 5 innings, the Chargers still lead at 2-1. Sean D'Angelo now in at the mound for the Chargers. He's got a 4.69 ERA. He's made 13 appearances, pitched 44 innings, struck out 35 batters, walked 17.
Leading off for the Pioneers, number 2, the center fielder, Lofton Cotton.
Now Lofton Cotton back up to bat. And grounder to first base. Quick toss, out 1.
Great job of the pitcher getting the first base in time to be able to get the toss from the first baseman.
Now batting number 12, the first baseman, Ryan Horn.
Horn, the first baseman, steps up. And pop up behind home plate. It's a foul.
That was y'all's. But you can't have your ball. Should have caught it. I never even saw it. I didn't either.
1-1. One and two. The top of the sixth as the Pioneers are down by 1 run, trying to stay alive in tournament. Chargers trying to stay alive and not be eliminated. They are tournament hosts, so technical strikeout and out on first. It's now Judd Sparks.
The second baseman, Judd Sparks.
The 204 average. He's got 22 RBIs, but no runners on base. He had 113 at-bats coming into this morning's game, with 23 hits and 6 doubles. One and one for Sparks. Foul for 1 and 2. Deep hit to right field. And out number 3. Heading to the bottom of the 6th, the Chargers back up to bat. The 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament, sponsored by Lister Hill Credit Union, Alpha Graphics of Franklin, Fairfield by Marriott, and Hampton by Hilton. Bottom of the 6th, the Chargers
Leading out for the
up
Chargers,
to
number
bat.
20, first baseman, Daniel Freeman.
And Daniel Freeman. Leads off here. .250 average exactly coming into today's contest. And a deep hit to base hit to left. center. So Freeman gets on first. Now Cody Hutcherson up to bat.
Now batting number 17, the right fielder, Cody Hutcherson.
Hutcherson bunts it. Toss to second. He's out. Safe on first.
Yeah, he just buttoned that a little too hard and right back to the pitcher, and that's not a good combination. That led the pitcher to throw as a second and got the easy out.
Now batting number 27, the second baseman, Zach Sharber.
See if Sharber attempts to do here. Grounder. Shortstop doesn't quite make the catch. Called a base hit. Runner safe on first and second.
Now batting number 6, the designated hitter, David Wilson.
And we may get a pitching change here for the Pioneers. Doesn't look like it'll happen just yet, but they do send warm up to the bullpen. Looks like they're going to have Colin Crimminger warm up.
What number is he? Nobody here. 3?
Yeah, it's Colin Crimminger.
He's out there warming up, though.
Yeah, he's just warming up. So no pitching change yet, but Crimminger will warm up in the bullpen. Grounder, right to second base, makes the catch, but safe. Bases loaded.
Wow. Ball perfectly hit to where second baseman could just stand on the bag and catch the ball, but runner on first did a great job of sliding in before he could catch it and was able to get safe, and now the bases are loaded with only one out.
Only one out, so chance for the Chargers to increase their run lead.
Who's pitch hitting? We're number 5.
Pitch hitting for the Chargers, number 5, Saban Schaffner.
Good job.
And Sabin Schaffner. He's only had 50 at-bats, 11 hits and 4 runs, 5 RBIs.
Yes.
Now bases fully loaded. We'll see what the Chargers can do here. Schaffner's been struck out 13 times. Walked 3. 2-0. 3-0. Strike one. Schaffner with a 220 average and a 220 slugging. Quick talk with Coach Korn. With bases loaded here and only one out in the bottom of the sixth, you've got a 1-run lead and you're facing a 3-1 count. What is it you're talking with Coach Korn in that moment?
He might have a little game plan going. They might do a little suicide squeeze if they were thinking about it and just going to take the risk of going for the extra run. But I'm pretty sure he's saying drive them really up the middle and get that base hit.
He's one that got hurt so much. Yeah.
So full count now with 1 out and bases loaded. Schaffner. Another stoppage of play. Ball came down from the bullpen. Here's the full count pitch. With bases loaded, Schaffner grounds it past the second baseman, gets the catch, toss to first, can't make the catch on an error. Another run for the Chargers. Make that, with it hitting the dugout, that's 2 runs, so 4-1.
Yeah. He will get an RBI, but he won't get 2.
We get 2 runs out of Henry, 2 hits, and we still have 2 left on base, and then here comes in.
So after that, 2 left on base. And we'll get the pitching change officially when we come back. Crimminger now up to the mound for the Pioneers, making a pitch and change. And 3.28 ERA with 29 strikeouts, 14 walks out of 16 appearances. Now faces Darius Pugh's 318 on base percentage. Could be a threat here for runners on second and third.
Yeah, for Colin Crimminger, he's only given up 2 home runs, so it might be a little relief for him to be facing against Pugh just because he hasn't hit a home run throughout this whole season, but he has hit 1 triple and 3 doubles. So he can really do some damage to the ball and speed it out, and he could possibly get both runners in scoring position and score to keep them ahead of the game.
1-1 count as two and one. And light smoke starting to settle in the field from the hospitality grills.
No, let's don't do that. Let's get a couple of runs here.
3-1. Pugh has been walked 13 times. Of course, he does have 9 RBIs, and although not, depending on how this play goes, it could be dangerous if you get him on base because he has 7 stolen bases.
It could be dangerous at this point to put anybody else on base.
There's a grounder past the shortstop. Make that run number 5 for the Chargers. Runners now on first and third.
Another hit.
So with just 1 out in the bottom of the 6th, the Chargers are now leading it by 4.
Now batting number 4, the shortstop, Dorian Berry.
Now Barry steps up. And with Barry having 53 hits through 133 appearances, that 398 average, he's got 17 RBIs. And attempt steal of second, safe.
I'm watching the runner.
I don't think it was. It's 2-0. 2-0.
Okay. Good count for the hit on it.
2-0 count with runners again on second and third. Hit past the shortstop into the outfield. Run number 6.
Great line drive by Dorian Berry, getting right over the shortstop's head and put it to where it would drop right in front of the left fielder, able to score 1 on that play and another one in scoring position in third.
Now batting number 22, the third
And don't be
baseman,
surprised if Dorian tries to steal a base here. Again, most stolen bases, I believe now 25, including this game. And he'll only be caught 5 times out of 25. safe and advances to second on an error. Columbia State close to eliminating the Pioneers from the tournament and advancing on in the losers bracket. And another pitching change for the Pioneers coming up. So the Pioneers change pitchers to Dalton Heath, 688 ERA, 19 strikeouts and 15 walks on 17 appearances, and face off against Langdon Gordon.
Yeah, this one's going to be a good matchup right here just because Dalton Heath, he's a good strike pitcher right now. He's only had 6 home runs hit off of him, and he's had 19 strikeouts. Where Langdon Gordon, he's not as big as a hitter, but he still has had 18 RBIs and only 22 walks. So it's going to be a good matchup between both of them, and just to see which one's going to battle it out and compete the best.
Bottom of the 6th inning, the Chargers have gained, it's actually 5 runs in this inning, 7-1 lead at the moment. At
Over
2
the
runs
head.
in the bottom of the 1st, and catch made, but safe on first.
Great hit by Langdon Gordon, just a little booper over the second baseman's head, but was able to advance the runner into scoring position.
So 7-1, the Chargers lead in the bottom of the 6th. They have 5 of their runs coming from this inning alone. 2 of them coming in the bottom of the 1st. And the Pioneers scored 1 in the top of the 4th, but the Chargers have responded very well in this inning.
Definitely, they're wanting to win this game as fast as they can and with as much runs as they can. And
there's a
easy
drive
sac
into
fly
center.
opportunity.
Catch and toss back, attempted run home, and run number 8 for Columbia State.
Great sac fly there by Alex Carnegie, and to raise his RBI now to 38 with another run scored by the Chargers, making this an 8-1 game.
Now, we were informed because of the tournament, they no longer do the 10 or more runs rule. So we'll play a full 9 innings regardless of how high up the score gets. And 0-1 count for Freeman. Takes the hit pitch and advanced to first.
Now batting number 17, the right fielder, Cody Hutcherson.
Safe on first and second for the 1-0. As Cody Hutcherson has 27 hits and 22 RBIs. Swing and a miss. Outside for 2-1. Even count. Still the bottom of the sixth. Only one out thus far for the Chargers. Have managed to get 6 runs. Managed to get 6 runs just in 1 inning. And struck him out. Excuse me, there was actually 2 outs, and that'll end the 6th inning. Heading into the 7th, the Chargers with a dominant lead. Top of the 7th, Spencer Thompson and Austin Ray bringing you every game of the 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament, hosted here at Dave Hall Field at Columbia State Community College in Columbia, Tennessee. Swing and a miss for Von Dolan. As D'Angelo, his second inning on the mound. It's a grounder to the shortstop. Toss over, out.
Now batting number 6, the designated hitter, Matt Miller.
So now Matt Miller. Again, the substitute first baseman after their starter was injured with twisting his ankle earlier. (8-1) in the top of the 7th as the Chargers are looking to move on in the losers bracket and send the Pioneers back home to Gallatin. It's a hard uphill climb for the Pioneers if they want to make it back in this one. Oh, 1 count. Make that 2-1. Got a piece of that. Left side, foul. Out to the cage of the bullpen. That's hit to left side. Catch made for second out.
Defensive change to the Chargers, now playing left field, number 5, Saban Schaffner.
Now Dunlap up to the plate. It's a
Now batting
foul
number
towards the
15,
softball
left
field.
fielder, Will Dunlap.
Is it Dunlap or Dunlop? Dunlap. Yeah, okay.
Strike 2. One, two. Even count with 2 outs in the top of the 7th. Got a piece of that. Nobody on base. Full count now. And grounder to third base, toss over, and 6 more outs remaining on the Pioneers season. 8-1 Chargers.
No runs, no hits, and no one left on base.
As we head to the 7th inning stretch, let's get some of our traditional shout-outs here from Mr. Austin Ray.
Yeah, we got a shout out from Zay Penn. He wants to give a shout out to Mike Korn, the head coach for the Columbia State Chargers. Also, a shout out from Jim Champlin. He wants to shout out to Dorian Berry and Zach Sharber, who have both played travel ball with the Sunset Wise, who now plays for Dyersburg. And he also wants to give out a shout out for Jonathan Giles, Lane Harris, and Zeke Lecomte. For they have played with his son for several years as well, and they're all good friends. So there's the shout outs for today, and you're always more than welcome to give us a shout out to anybody in the fans area, in the players section, or even the coaches. All you have to do is just write in the comments of our YouTube page, and we'll give them every 7th inning stretch of every tournament game.
The 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament, sponsored by Lister Hill Credit Union, Alpha Graphics of Franklin, Fairfield by Marriott, and Hampton by Hilton. Now, bottom of the 7th. The Chargers back up to bat. Kriminger tries to prevent any more runs occurring for Columbia State. And Sharber with 6 doubles, 1 home run. So strike there for the 1-1. Deep foul out. Goes over to the undeveloped land of Columbia State. Two and two.
Yeah, if it's red, it's his.
Full count. And send him to first base for a walk. So Sharber will stay on first. He has 11 stolen bases, and he's been caught 3 times stealing, so we may just see him try to take something here to get in better scoring position. As the Chargers now have David Wilson up to bat.
David Wilson, he hasn't had much of a performance coming out to this season, but his average is still on the top of the whole class as of right now compared to some of these other stats. It's a 302 batting average, but he does have a 358 slugging percentage and has 7 RBIs and 3 doubles coming into this postseason. So we do expect to see a lot of great things for him, and especially coming during this tournament that we have going on.
A look ahead on the rest of the bracket for the tournament. The winner of this game goes on to face off against, we'll go over that in a second. Hit there is caught in right field for the first out. So looking ahead to the rest of the tournament, Columbia State moves on. They will play at 1. If Columbia State wins this, Orval State they will go on and play at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Not as early of a game for either of those teams tomorrow. Of course, the loser goes home. But the winner of this contest will play loser number 8, which will be the loser from the Dyersburg-Jackson State game. And that game will be at 1 o'clock. And the loser of the Chattanooga State-Walters State game, 4:30 today, will play against the loser of the Cleveland State-Montlow State game. Another 10 a.m. start. That'll be the last 10 a.m. start of the tournament with 4 games all tomorrow. And we'll have every one of those games here on the tournament's YouTube channel. And hopefully we will have either Thursday or Friday's action for the final matches of the tournament. The loser's bracket final and the championship game, or games if game 2 is forced. Of course, it depends on the weather and if we will get a rain delay or not. Toss over and safe on first. Hit to right field, heading foul. Can the right fielder catch it? Almost ran into the wall there. Bounced off of the roof of hospitality. I wonder how many dents have been put in the roof of that hospitality canopy.
I want to know too, and the fact that there's still 2 baseballs up on top of there actually.
Yeah,
is
you can see the baseballs here from the roof. They still have them up there. Wonder if anybody's going to go and get those at some point.
Yeah, they usually go up there and get them sometimes.
Maybe we should go get them. That could be our souvenir for the tournament. One that's been genuinely fouled out. And hit to center field. Bounce and a base hit. Safe on first and second. Now, Pugh steps back up.
Now batting number 2, the center fielder, Adaris Pugh.
Only 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. Attempted bunt fouls.
Last time up there, Pugh hit a great line drive over the shortstop head and was able to bring in an RBI and get himself a single. So you already know that he can do some damage to the ball if he could, and he can get the power on it and eventually get a triple or a double and get the lead score to go around.
Runner on first and second leading off. And strike 2. Grounder goes to second base and toss-up slide in. It's out on first and safe. Out on second, safe on first. A runner on first and third with 2 outs and another chance for the Chargers to score. And who better to put them in scoring position than Dorian Berry.
You're right there, Spencer. I mean, 17 RBIs, 7 triples, most out of the whole Columbia State Chargers right now, and the 491 on base percentage, plus the 526 slugging percentage that he's got. So he could really do some damage right here and putting the ball in play.
There's a grounder to second, and
Safe.
he's safe because he couldn't make the catch. And another run for the Chargers. So now 9-1. The Chargers just continually racking up the score here.
Now batting number 22, the third baseman.
Now
Brandon
Gordon.
Yeah, and right now the Pioneers are just racking up on errors at this moment. They've already had 73 and plus 73 from this game, too.
And there it is past the shortstop, heading straight to home. You got sliding in. Is he safe on third? He's safe. Base hit and 10-1. First time I've had to adjust this score on the scoreboard because it's going into double digits. This is the first game that's gone to double digits of the tournament. So now 10-1 for Columbia State. So the Chargers just looking more and more like they're going to move on. Although we have seen situations like this before where teams have come back from leads, but usually not when the leads are later on into the innings, especially in the bottom of the seventh.
You're right, but we did see a great game last night too between Motlow and Jackson State, where it's been close the whole time, and Jackson State came up, and then Motlow came out of nowhere and was down by 1 at the very end of it. So it could be a potential possibility that the Pioneers come up and get a momentum going and start find their own rhythm, and they can always be able to come back with the runs. It's just how fast they can do it.
And with only 6 outs to give, it's going to be a lot more difficult climb for the Pioneers to overcome. But the run they've had, a little bit early to talk about, but the run they've had in this tournament already has been pretty good with another base hit and make that 11-1. Another base hit and runners on first and second for the Chargers. And they called it, so I guess the tournament rule is intact. So 11-1, that concludes the game. The Chargers win it. The Pioneers are headed back to Gallatin, and Columbia State moves on. So I guess we were wrong. They do have the game called with if it's 10 or more runs that they lead, game is over.
1 hit and 4 errors.
So the Chargers move on. Final score 11-1. They play tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So at least we'll get a game started on time. Hopefully. So final 11-1. The next game on our schedule: the Cleveland State Cougars and the Motlow State Bucks facing off in the losers bracket. Winner moves on to play at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll be back here in the separate event on the YouTube channel. You're watching the 2019 Tennessee Community College Athletic Association Baseball Tournament.